You better be ready to fight.
She knew what it was like, so she said, you better get back out there and fight.
No, you just don't snitch.
I've always been surrounded by violence.
Secrets keep you sick.
Talking about the seriousness of life and death.
A violent mom.
The disease of violence is insidious and is passed from person to person.
Beat her up and hurt her.
He got stabbed to death trying to intervene and help.
Do all kind of stuff and then send her to school and expect her to be.
I was in jail at 17.
Well behaved.
It's not my place to tell.
My ribs have been broken, I've been stabbed.
I didn't realize that it's not normal.
My nose has been broken 5 times.
Violence is never okay.
My family on this block have to fend for myself.
I would have probably died then unless somebody punked me. I attacked first. I just thought that I just didn't want to be shamed. That really ran my response to a whole bunch. I got notes from the kids' school, from my children's school, a private Christian school, all their life saying, please stop telling your kids to hit first. It's really serious for me. I'm the matriarch of my family. I'm all we got. So my rules kind of like, this is how we have to do it to survive. I'm it. There's nobody else. And Alexis, the baby of my 4, changed our whole world in a day.
Alive and Free is a violence prevention program that takes what I think to be an incredibly unique perspective of treating violence as a public health issue. If we treat violence as a disease, we create the opportunity for recovery, rehabilitation, for intervention, for prevention. It's been an incredibly significant paradigm shift for folks who now see that destigmatizing kids and letting them see that they're not bad or wrong, but they are contagious and infected, helps them make a paradigm shift about choosing to change. They stop resisting it because they want to get well. We plant a seed in a kid, and the kid reaches out to build around them the true meaningful community that's going to keep them alive and free. So I had this incredible 6th grade student, Alexis. Something was happening to a friend of hers that was going to cost her friend either her life or freedom, and the girl wanted to confront that.
Alexis came home and told me, hey Mom, I told on my friend because I found out she was selling drugs. And at that moment, I wanted to beat her. You have disrespected us, you've dishonored us. How dare you break the code? Not my daughter doesn't break the code. You know, we know how to do this street thing, you know?
Kids are effectively silenced from confronting violence by this notion we call the commandment of violence, thou shalt not snitch.
And I was like, man, you snitched. And she explained to me, snitching is when you tell to get yourself out of trouble that you deserve to be in. Telling is to help. I'm a citizen. I have a right to want to help. I have a right to be safe. At that moment, it changed the way I think. It was oh my God. I never thought of it that way. I was like, who taught you this? She said, it's in that Alive and Free class you put me in. Street soldiers. And I was like, oh, I want to meet them. She said, good, because there's an open house tomorrow night.
I forced her to come to one of our little banquets. She got to meet Jovi and Miss Lush. And then ever since then, she's been involved.
One of the greatest legacies of our program is to see that a child actually can effectively change the environment that they live in, even though they're only 12 years old, can help bring home something that can change the outcome of their adult life, their children's lives.
My kids don't have to worry about me calling them names or, you know, hitting them. My daughter changed our whole lives, the way it feels when you walk in my house. She changed all of that by bringing home the information that she learned.
That's 5 people in a household that are in recovery because we taught her 1 kid. So she's taken the message, shifted entirely the paradigm of her parenting, is completely working on her own recovery from the disease of violence. And the most beautiful part is we also just hired her to be an employee of our program. And without SVP, we couldn't have done it. Our program's 10 years old. Half of its life has been spent with the support of SVP. In those last 5 years, we've been able to go from being a staff of 2 to a staff of 9. Social venture partners put sort of another layer of community around our effort to build community because they gave us expertise and resource and sort of external support.
We bring lots of people, you know, to the party, and And SVP and the partners within SVP had a lot of experience in things like strategic planning and refinement of mission and marketing plans.
By bringing in the kind of partners that they did, we've got communication specialists thinking about the violence as a public health issue concept and how to communicate that to broader people. That's the kind of thinking we never would have been able to do. We would have been too busy in the laboratory trying to deal with the individual patients. And it's that kind of flexibility and magic of these sort of different worlds that come together with different expertise that are all necessary ingredients to get the kind of outcome we're experiencing.
Recently we were awarded a significant grant from the State of Washington Department of Social and Health Services to support the Alive and Free program. And the work that we did with SVP really put us in a position to be there and be ready and have a program in place that was complete and well thought out and had evaluation that was exactly what the state of Washington was looking for.
Getting a big grant like this here, will allow them to kind of expand just at the time when actually, it's harder to raise money and the community needs their services even more.
All of us have a role in the fight of the disease of violence. So while it's hard to always see the connection from this volunteer to this child's life, every piece of it connecting in this continuum of care always ultimately trickles down to that individual child's life.
There's no limit to the lives or what you can affect by what you learn in Alive and Free.
You always want to share it with somebody and have them share it with somebody, and then it'll reach people you never expected.
It's exciting to watch. They've changed so much. Yeah, a lot of self-respect comes out of Alive and Free. The kids start taking the pride in who they are.
It's like when you finally realize that you can be your own person, you don't have to live for what other people want you to do.
Even the classrooms at Aki and even Madrona, the kids, they're assessing their own behavior and their own thing. Ooh, that wasn't Alive and Free. Miss Letha, I removed myself from danger this weekend. I didn't smoke some weed when I wanted to smoke some weed, or I didn't go hang out with my friends when they were going to go rob somebody. They say those kind of things to me, and they're proud of that. Yeah, that's a life change. Thank you for investing in the lives of the babies in my community and in my family, and it's good work. It really does save lives. And there's way too many babies dying out here. Yeah, this is such a good investment that it's going to have residual for generations. And I appreciate it. It's changed my whole family's life. Yep, that's what I want to say. Thank you.